Hi, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to discuss a problem that I ran into when I was first getting into trains. I've been into trains now for like maybe 2 years, and everyone has their reasons why they get into trains, but we all know how it starts off. It starts off with an oval circle, and then the train goes around and around and around, and we're all happy with that. And then we add a switch, we add a building, and then it just slowly grows. Sometimes we even get into landscaping. But that's the progression of most trains. And then we also have to deal with the fact, do we have DCC or do we have DC? Do we have Rapidios? Do we have Arnolds? You know, all these different types of couplers, microtrain. I'm not sure what that's called, but whatever that one, there's like a lot of different varieties out there. And then I started thinking, okay, now that I have a switch and now that I have a building and now that I'm kind of playing with unswitching the cars manually, I came up with a problem basically that I needed to have, if I bought a newer engine, I had to have a newer coupler, kind of like this. You know, it had to have this little on here. That's that type of coupler. And then this is the older type of coupler here. And I said to myself, okay, if I buy a new Kato train and my nice layout and my switch, and then I got to have a pencil point type thing, like a toothpick or something, or a skewer. Okay, then if I go ahead and have some old train cars on there that I want to play with and don't want to buy all brand new, then I have to have the Rapidio kind of the little flat head on it stuff. So I thought to myself, there's got to be a better way of doing this. And so I looked on YouTube, of course, did all the research, and I came up with this. And so what I came up with, I call it my Fiber Optic Lighted Uncoupler. And it's got little tips on it, and I made it out of clear plastic so it reflects the light. But anyway, so I take the tip off, and then I put another tip on, and then I have a universal uncoupling tool that I really enjoy. I really like. It works really good for me. I'm able to see down in that little corner, because it is fiber optic and it lights up the whole area around it, and I'll show you in a little bit here how that works. It works really good for me, especially on my switching yard. Also, what's nice about this, a lot of times, like when I have my Polar Express or different other layouts that I'm showing to other people in public, a lot of times a car will derail and I got to put it back on. Well, it's not always the best lighting in a place if you're going to a show or something like that. So this nice thing about this little, it's like a pen light. And you take that tip off, it's got a nice bright beam that I can see to put those cars back on the rail. I'll show you all that later. Anyway, that's my idea of coming up with a solution to working with these couplers. And I don't have any DCC trains. One, they're expensive, and two, I just don't have a need for them. I have my own way of making my own sound. I designed that, and I just love designing. That's part of my niche, I guess, or my passion. So anyway, I'll show this to you. I would love to hear what you guys use, what you don't use, what you think is great or not. I know this might be an old subject. I'm sure it's been covered years and years ago, and it may be old hat. But you know what? I came up with this by wanting to find a better solution, just like with the track testers and cleaners and everything else. And it works for me. So I want to share what works for me, what might work for you. And if you're interested in getting it later on, we can talk about that. I'll put the links in the description and where you can get it at. Thanks. As you can see, it's pretty much, that's the basic lighting of what most trains are going to be like. They're not going to be super bright, okay? So anyway, let's say I go back to the greenhouse that I made, and I want to go ahead and I want to leave it right there. And I want to go ahead and this time I want to take that tip and I want to replace it with the Rapidio one. Okay, just take the tip off, put the new tip in, line it up with the buttons. I like to do that so I know exactly what I'm doing. So it kind of looks like that when it's in there. And then I want to do the Rapidio, and I come in there, and it's undone, just a couple taps. And as you can see, there it goes. Now, let's say I have the newer train, because this is both models. The newer train is a Kato, right? And let's say I want to undo the Kato. We're the newer coupler, so I put the new tip in. And I tested all these out on different trains and models. They work really good. And then, as you can see, it glows, right? So I come in with my light, turn it on, see everything really well. There. And then take off, as you can see. And it wasn't that easy. I didn't knock the train over. I didn't do anything. It's got a lot of, distance, even on a small layout like this. So here's the uncoupler thing that I designed. Like I said, you press the button back here. And it is a laser pointer, so if you wanted to do this with the red, you could do it too for fun, I guess. But the other cool thing I want to show with you, and I don't know if I can get a zoom in on this, but if you take the tip off, okay, like I'm doing here, you can use it as a light to see when your train track rails come off. Now, I probably should do this with a better video because it's going to be hard to see way back there. But you can see there's quite a bit of light. So you can see all that detail as a pen light. So you have a 3-in-1 system. And that's what I really, really like about this uncoupler. It's small. It fits in your pocket. It's got a little keychain thing on it. And I've tested these tips out many times on different models. But you see, my argument was like this. Okay, this is a brand new Kato. Okay, if I had an old 40-year-old train on there, say a steam engine or whatever with rapidios, I needed a way to uncouple that. Well, that's how I came up with this. So I hope you enjoyed this little demonstration, and it gives you some thoughts for your trains. And maybe you don't have, maybe you have all one coupler and you don't need to worry about this. But if maybe you have different cars that have different things, well, this might be a solution for you. Okay, thanks for watching. Well, I hope you enjoyed that little demonstration for that uncoupler. Like I said, I'll put the links below, give you some of our tips, give you some of our ideas. And this is me sharing how to do that. And so thank you for joining us. Come back. We'll try and get another one every week, and that's our goal. But we do need comments, and we do need likes and shares. So thanks. Come back for more.